Hello everyone, welcome to another video. Today we're going to be doing a tutorial on this Eufy security light with no monthly fees. This is the Eufy security wall light cam with a 2K camera, no monthly fees, and a bunch of other features. These things are completely adjustable, and we're going to go over that today in this video about just the lighting tutorial. So we're going to go over as many as we can of all of the things that you can and can't do with this light here. Let's go ahead and get started. For the basics, right now we're looking at the security light. And you can see it's just a black bar, and it actually has adjustable views. So this and this are two separate sections that can then rotate. Let me bring you in closer here. So right here you can see that this base area can turn around, and this top section can turn around independently. So you can have one or the other out, or both out or in. I have mine turned in towards the home. You can have yours turned out towards your driveway, your entryway. This is perfect for the entrance of your home so that you can illuminate the walking path. It looks like a beautiful sconce or wall light on your front porch, but it's also a security camera. Personally, we prefer it with the lights facing in towards the home, almost more of an architectural style light. The first thing you're going to need to do is open up the Eufy security app, and I went into mine. This is, I call mine the side door. You can see right here on the screen, this is our display. So let's go ahead and go into our lighting section, which is right here. And you can see here are all of our options. You can see I've also created a couple of dynamic lighting scenarios already. Let's go ahead and start from the top and work our way down. So across this top bar, we can turn the light on and off manually, as well as this sliding bar you can use to turn up and down our brightness. And yes, that is really, really bright. So this is our bright white, and then we have a daylight white, and it's coming off almost a little bit more green on camera. And then to the right of that is our warm white. And then if we bring our brightness down, that can help with our focusing here. Hey, there we go. So this is a very warm white. The lighting on the camera may or may not do the lighting just right, but that is a warmer light color. For being a warm white, I'd say it's probably still cooler than most like warm white light bulbs you might buy, but we leave this on our warmest white and also keep it pretty dim all the time. It's not on all the time. We actually have it on a sunrise and sunset schedule. We'll get to that near the end here. Moving down, we have our activity lighting. So this is where you can choose one single color. So we have like a yellow, a little bit more orangish yellow, an orange, a red orange, and then this one looks like it's red but kind of more magenta maybe. And then we have a whole bunch of like greens and blues, but if you hit this little plus sign, you can choose any color on this spiral. You hit the little check mark and boom, we now have a different color. Hit the little plus sign to add more colors that we want to use to our regulars. Let's add like a purple. That's not purple. There's a purple. It looks like it does max out right here at 18 options, so we can keep those ones, and then the bottom row is editable for quick access colors. So if you just love your pink themed home and you want a pink light for your house, boom, your whole house is now pink, including your lights. And then dynamic lighting. This is one that will switch between colors. You can kind of see. So we have ones that start with it, like the Aura, Warmth, and Let's Party. The Aura dynamic lighting option, you can see it just kind of does like a breathing effect where it dims and then it lights up the next color. It dims and then it lights up the next color. Warmth, it goes through a bunch of warm colors. So Aura is some like cool colors, some Aurora Borealis kind of colors, where this is more of warm colors, reds, oranges. Then Let's Party switches off of our breathing option to now our quick change, where it's just like color, color, color. It's just changing colors like that. And then here on the other ones, you can create your own dynamic lighting. So you can hit the little plus button at the bottom there, or you can edit the ones you've already created. So we'll just go into here to my Christmas one, and across the top, that's where you can name what this lighting segment is called. And then you can choose up to 5 colors. Unfortunately, it doesn't give you the option to choose white. I'd love for there to be like a white Christmas, but there isn't a white light for Christmas or like 4th of July, red, white, and blue. No, you just get red and blue, which is like, are the cops here? Maybe we won't do that for the 4th of July. We'll just do them all like blue maybe. But let's go back into our editing of our Christmas options here. So we choose our 5 colors, and you can scroll down a little bit more and you can choose between the breathe and blink effect. So the blink is what you saw on the Let's Party one, where it just blinks between each one, and you can choose how fast it transitions between each one. So right now it's set to 1 second on a breathe effect for Christmas. So right now this one is set to do a breathe effect where it switches between each of the colors, and it spends 1 second on each color between the breath. Or we can switch it to blink where it just does a quick change between each color. I like the breathe effect a little bit more, and I might actually slow this one down a little bit. So let's take this up to 2 seconds. We'll hit that little check mark, and that'll update our Christmas lighting. Slows it down, makes it a little bit less chaotic perhaps. But that is our dynamic lighting section. All right, now moving down to the very bottom of the page, we do have our manual options, which is where we are right now. But next, we're now gonna look at our schedule. So this is where you can set a dusk till dawn lighting. You can also add other lighting schedules here to where it turns on at a certain time during the day to, I don't know, if you're on vacation, you can set it to turn on and off randomly to simulate somebody being home or not home. And you can even tell it what days of the week, what times, and then you can create multiples of those to kind of create that random lighting option. And then right down here is where we'll choose our lighting style for when it is dusk till dawn. So you can see here, I have our lighting turned all the way down at the warmest white of light. And if we want, we can tell it, hey, you know what, switch to one of these party styles, things like that. But right now it is just set to a dusk till dawn. And when you do turn on dusk till dawn, it'll pull up a Google Maps image of your home to make sure we have the right address. If it's not quite right, you can put that in, but it usually is pretty good about getting your location. If you have location services turned off for this app, you can also just manually put in the address or a general location that will be close enough that it'll know when dusk and dawn is in your area. Top right, you can click save, and now our dusk till dawn lighting is on. And then lastly at the bottom, we see motion. So this is our motion activated. So if perhaps you have dusk till dawn on and you want it to like kick up brightness if it sees motion, we can then turn on motion activated, and you can see it kicks right up there. Just like that. So maybe you're getting home late at night and you want a little bit more light than like the generic base level, like, hey, I have a light here, I can see if somebody's walking around. But now it's like, hey, I want me to be able to see, but I also want whoever's walking up to know that I can see them at the same time. Kind of like a motion light or a floodlight at your home. This one will work in a similar way there. So, and with your motion activated, you can also change it to be, hey, you know what? The light turns red and it gets real bright. Can you imagine? You're just walking up to a house, the lights are, you know, just a warm white, you know, walking right up, and all of a sudden it turns red. That could be kind of cool for like Halloween, messing with the trick-or-treaters. So I've got it so it just brightens up a little bit. Yeah, I like that, where it goes from like a warm white to a brighter white. How long it goes, you can set it for how many seconds. Up to 15 minutes it'll turn on. And then motion activation mode, you can have fast. When motion is detected, activates the light immediately. This disregards activity zones and doesn't analyze the source of motion, whereas you have the option for a smart one where the motion detects determines if it's a human and if they are within the activity zone. So if you have a fairly active area in front of your home or near this light, and you don't want it always getting set off by motions, like say you're on a street that people walk up and down the sidewalk regularly, you might want to choose the smart option so that it's not just always kicking on, it's only kicking on for humans in your activity zone. Last thing that I want to show you is how to manually turn it off real quick without going all the way into the settings. If you're looking at your home page for your Eufy security lights, you tap the 3 dots here at the bottom, and then you can tap the light right there on the left to turn it on and off. Let's go ahead and go inside and go over the pros, cons, and my general review of this Eufy wall light cam. All right, so I've already done like a full review on this wall light cam. I'm gonna go over my review of the lighting section specifically, and then maybe a couple of major highlights. So number one, I'm gonna start with my biggest complaint, and probably my only complaint with the lighting section, is that when you're doing the dynamic lighting, there's no option for the color white. Like if we want to do red, white, and blue, or you know, blue, green, red, white for Christmas or whatever, you can't do white in the dynamic lighting. It has to be colors, which I think is silly, and I wish that they would just give us an option for white. Of course, that's not an option. Maybe one day, if we're very lucky and we all please and beg and send in the little feedback link and fill out all the surveys Eufy wants you to do, maybe. But as of today, there's no white option. The good things I want to touch on is like it does have a lot of options. I do like the option to schedule dusk till dawn lighting, which is really nice, and then you can have a separate lighting for motion, so like they definitely know that like the light has changed when they walk in front of it. I also like that you can dial in whether you want it to be a brighter or a darker lighting situation. So like for us, we keep that light as almost as dim as it can go, whereas other people, they might actually want to project as much light out as possible, where ours is being more of an architectural light facing the home, so we just keep it dim and it just lights up the home itself, which I think is fantastic. I like that it does have the option to say, hey, you know what, turn on for all motion, or turn on for motion in our like activity area and make sure it's only humans kind of thing. So kind of cool, not necessarily groundbreaking things here. And lastly, I just want to talk about like the best things about this camera. The reason I stick with Eufy and I use all of the Eufy security throughout my whole home, and I recommend it to anyone else that wants to look at a security system for themselves, is no monthly fees. Like period, the end. Once you buy it, you own it, and you don't have to pay a monthly fee to use it, to see it, to save videos. You don't have to pay, it's yours. Also, the ease of setup on these, like they're getting easier and easier with each progressive device that I get. The first one, there was a little bit of struggle. I had to figure out things. The second one, I was like, this is getting a little easier. Third one, maybe it's because I'm learning their system, but also maybe they're learning how to teach people at the same time. Super easy setup. And lastly, I want to talk about the camera itself. While it is a 2K camera, it's not perfect, but it is a really good 2K camera. The best part about it is how well it does in low light. If you go back to my first video I posted on this, I did tried to do a lighting tutorial as well. It was a little bit more strung out, a little less organized than this one felt. And that one, I actually showed how good the camera works with low light. So whether the lights are off and it's using its IR or night vision camera, you can see really well. I'll have a little clips here for you. Or if it's just got the light on and it's in low light in general, it picks up so well. Whereas like this camera here, this is like a vlogging camera. It's a Canon G7X, and even with its 1-inch great at night shot sensor, still was not able to like even see me at night, while that camera was like, oh yeah, it's Grant. Like it can see, you can recognize people with even low light conditions. Fantastic low light camera there. If you want to get this camera for yourself, I'll have links down below, as well as links to all my other home security videos, including the other videos I've made regarding this Eufy wall light camera. If you want to get it, like I said, links will be down below. I am an Amazon affiliate, so using those links do help to support this channel with no additional cost to you. So go ahead and click those links, do your Amazon shopping from there. If you think I've earned it, please consider subscribing. And in the meantime, I'll see you guys in the next video.